Hey guys, we're going to be doing a construction here, and a type of question you might see would be they want you to construct a couple of parallel lines and they give you a line. So when you think about parallel lines, I want you to think about transversals, and when you have parallel lines, what kinds of angles are congruent? Well, corresponding angles are congruent. We could also do alternate interior, but that becomes a little trickier to do. I mean, you could construct that, but it's a little bit easier to just construct corresponding. So I'm going to draw a second line down here. This is my transversal, so I'm going to call him T. I'm going to name this line K. So we have line K and line T. And I need to create a couple of corresponding angles. Do you see any angles here now? Well, I see one right here, and that's going to be the angle I'm going to start with. So I'm going to call this vertex C, and I want to construct, I'm going to copy this angle. I could go up the line or down the line, it doesn't matter. We're just going to copy that angle. I'm hoping that this camera will get along with me. It's been kind of temperamental today. So one thing that we would do is we've got to figure out how big is that angle. So in this one, we've got to make sure we go through those steps with copying an angle. The first thing we have to do is make an arc. So I don't want my arc too big. That big will work. And I'm just going to make an arc on the angle I have. Now don't change the dimension of your compass. Leave it the same. And you can put it down, but leave it the same. So right here you can see I've created an A and a B. And I want to copy this angle ACB. I'm going to go down the line. I want point C to be, I don't know, some here. And that's going to be my image. This is the pre-image, and that's the image. So I've just slid it down the transversal, translated it down. So now I've got to translate A and B down. But I don't have a coordinate plane to help me do that, which is usually how we deal with these images. But just for the sake of reference. Remember, this compass is set to the same arc. I'm just going to make another arc here. And notice, I made it kind of big. It's a lot bigger than the one I did up here, because I want to make sure that this arc is going to run into, I'm going to be able to find the second point on here. Now, A is on the transversal, so A has to be on the transversal down here. Now,
may I have your attention, please? Mr. Toothaker, if you're in the building, please call 3800. Mr. Toothaker, please call 3800.
Now, when I copy an angle, that's all we're doing down here is we're just copying an angle. I have to calculate how far apart are these two points. So we want to come down here and I'm going to measure. So I know wherever that crosses, this is going to be point B. And now, look, this is happy news. When I connect that, now you might have a slight error here just because these points are kind of big. I'm doing that on purpose for the sake of demonstration. But we now have a pair of corresponding angles that are congruent, so that means these two lines are parallel. I hope that makes sense to you. Really, this isn't any harder than copying angles. It's just you're copying angles in a specific way. So if you have questions about that or you need more practice, feel free to come by room 34 anytime during Spartan time. I'm happy to help you before the SOL remediation exam is going to happen on the 6th, next Thursday. Thanks so much. Talk to you later.